What is going on, all my fellow freaks, geeks, and iron cheeks? It's your boy Thomas C316 coming at you live and in living color. And today I decided to make another video. Today we're going to be talking about WrestleMania. Basically, I'm going to be giving you my preview and predictions for the 2 nights of WrestleMania. I kind of find it crazy that they're doing 2 nights, even though there is a lot of matches. I believe there's 14 here. So let's get into it. Let's start it off with... Which one should we start off with? Let's start off with Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. This is a match that's pretty interesting because these two have such a history between the Indies and even NXT WWE. The way that Sami Zayn won the NXT championship and then Kevin Owens came out, turned on him, powerbombed him, and they've had this like up and down rivalry. It might be one of the few matches in this whole pay-per-view, this whole WrestleMania, that actually makes sense. I don't know who I want to choose for this one. I think I'm going to go with Kevin Owens on this one. I really think Kevin Owens is going to win this, and hopefully he has another spot like he did last year, because last year he fell off the WrestleMania sign, which was pretty insane. So, we'll see. Next up, I'm going to talk about the tag team turmoil. It's pretty much whoever wins that match will then go on to face Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax for the women's tag team championships. So the participants of that is Naomi and Lana, such a weird tag team, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, the Riot Squad, which is the only true tag team, and Natalya and Tamina. I think I'm going to go with Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. I know that sounds weird, but you know what the hell. And then I feel like whoever wins this match, I'm going to say it straight up, even if I'm wrong, whoever wins this match will go on to beat Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler and become the new women's tag team champions of the world. All right, moving on, we got Big E versus Apollo Crews in a Nigerian drum fight. Yeah. What is a Nigerian drum fight? I don't even know. So, I'm actually going to go with Apollo Crews on that one. I feel like Apollo Crews, who I thought was going to win in Fastlane, will end up winning this fight. And you know what's interesting? I don't know. Maybe he was supposed to win in Fastlane. If you notice during that match, there was a little bit of a botch there at the end. So, who knows? All right, moving on. I'm going to go with Cesaro and Seth Rollins. That is going to be possibly, whatever night that is, might just be match of the night. I feel like these two are going to have a phenomenal match. And I'm going to go with Cesaro on this one. Cesaro's the man. And hopefully now he'll get a push. Next up, we got the United States Championship match between the champion Riddle. I almost said Matt Riddle. Don't know why WWE likes to eliminate names. You know, you only get one name. You don't get two. Versus Sheamus, who I guess always had Sheamus. I don't know. Like, my heart wants to say Riddle, but I feel like they're going to give it to Sheamus. So I'm going to go with Sheamus on that one. Next up, we got Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. I don't know about this one either, but you know what? It's probably going to be Braun. Meaning, I don't know about this one, like why WWE loves to do this kind of stuff, but I feel like Shane McMahon is going to do this, basically have his spot where he jumps off the cage and everybody's like, oh, which I got to admit, he's a beast. He is a beast. I mean, you got to give the guy credit. He's got balls. Balls of steel. Okay? Balls of steel. Shane McMahon is a beast, and he does this to entertain, but just this whole feud has been wonky as hell. Moving on, we got Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison. Guarantee you what's going to happen is Priest is going to kill them both, and then Bad Bunny is going to pick up the pinfall. That's pretty much what it is. But it might be interesting. We'll see what happens. Next up, Raw Women's Championship between Asuka and Rhea Ripley. I'm giving the nod to Rhea Ripley. I know, Asuka's been poorly booked. I miss her time in NXT. She was so dominant as a champion in NXT. And now they're just making her seem so bad. She's been taking pinfalls left and right, and it's not even like up to the build to WrestleMania. It's like she's been looking so weak. I don't know. I love NXT Asuka. I don't know why they're doing this to her, but we'll see. Next up, The Fiend and Randy Orton. See, now, I don't know what kind of match this is going to be. Is this going to be a Firefly Funhouse match? I'm guessing it can't be because now you have an audience, so now they got to technically do a non-cinematic match. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to go with Randy Orton. Out of nowhere. Next up, we got the Raw Tag Team Championship match. I almost screwed that one up. New Day versus AJ Styles and Famous Amos. I think it's Amos. Famous Amos. Whatever you call him. I'm going to go with AJ Styles and Amos. I feel like this has that Shawn Michaels and Diesel vibe from way back then. And Amos is definitely freaking entertaining as hell. And he's amazing. He's freaking awesome. He's a badass. Next up, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. This is going to be a freaking great match, and I'm going to give the nod to Bianca Belair. I mean, the feud building up to the match, not so great, but these two are going to put on a freaking barn burner. Next up, we got the triple threat match. Don't know why they're doing a triple threat match. I thought Daniel Bryan's idea was freaking genius. Just have them all set it up kind of like a Bret Hart Lex Luger with Yokozuna WrestleMania 10, only you do it on 2 different nights. That would have been better, but I feel like they're doing this because they're going to have Roman Reigns lose the title without taking the pin. So I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan. Even though it pains me because this whole comeback for Edge, but I think it's going to be Daniel Bryan again. And maybe after this, he'll have a little bit more of a run, and then he'll retire. Who knows? And last but not least, we got Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. Let's talk about this for a second. My theory on all of this is pretty much Vince McMahon felt like the Hurt Business was getting over. And they were becoming more popular, and people were kind of rooting for them. And Vince McMahon wanted Drew McIntyre to be the sole person that everybody was rooting for. And I feel like Lashley is kind of like stole that a little bit. But by disbanding the Hurt Business, Vince feels like, you know, everybody's going to be rooting for McIntyre. Whereas with the Hurt Business and everybody kind of getting behind that whole group, that people were... you know, Lashley might steal some of that spotlight from McIntyre. And it pains me to say it because the Hurt Business was one of the greatest things that's been happening in the last, 5-10 years since, the Shield broke up and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens, but I definitely think McIntyre's going over, and that's the reason why we no longer have the Hurt Business. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I hope you guys enjoy WrestleMania. Be safe, be healthy, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Peace.